There was a time when Burkina Faso was seen as an easy target. Foreign powers dictated its security, providing military support on their terms, while insurgent groups exploited the country's lack of advanced weaponry. The result? A cycle of instability, reliance, and constant threats, with no real power to change the situation. That was before. Everything changed when Captain Ibrahim Traoré took charge. His leadership was not about making speeches or asking for assistance. He took action. He saw that Burkina Faso's survival depended on one thing: independence in defense. Instead of waiting for foreign aid, he went straight to the sources of power. Nations like Turkey, China, Serbia, Romania, and Russia, and acquired the weapons Burkina Faso needed to fight its own battles. This wasn't just about buying weapons, it was a strategic transformation. Every weapon acquired served a specific role in Burkina Faso's military structure, from aerial dominance to ground firepower, armored mobility, and advanced counterinsurgency tools. These weren't just purchases, they were pieces of a new, independent military strategy. And now, Burkina Faso is armed, prepared, and stronger than ever before. The question is, what are the weapons that have reshaped Burkina Faso's defense? Here, we would like to take a moment and thank you for supporting us and being a valued part of our strong community. And if you are not yet a member, we encourage you to join us and help build an even stronger community together. Let's get started. Bayraktar Akıncı drone. War has changed. Victory is no longer about having the biggest army. It's about controlling the battlefield before the enemy even realizes what's happening. That's why Burkina Faso's most powerful weapon isn't a tank, a gun, or a missile. It's an eye in the sky that never blinks. But intelligence alone isn't enough. The Akıncı doesn't just find threats, it eliminates them. Armed with precision-guided missiles and bombs, this drone strikes with unmatched accuracy. Unlike traditional airstrikes that require expensive fighter jets and complex operations, the Akıncı can hit targets instantly, anywhere, anytime. This single weapon has rewritten the rules of war in Burkina Faso. Insurgent groups once relied on hiding in remote areas, assuming that national armies couldn't track them down. But with the Akıncı circling above, there is no hiding anymore. And it's not alone. While the Akıncı dominates from high altitudes, Burkina Faso's Air Force has another secret weapon, one that flies lower, strikes faster, and delivers deadly precision. Bayraktar TB2 drone. If the Akıncı is the all-seeing guardian, then the TB2 is the relentless executioner. Unlike its bigger counterpart, the TB2 operates closer to the ground, making it the perfect weapon for counterinsurgency missions. This drone has already proven its dominance in global conflicts, crippling enemy forces in Libya, Syria, and Nagorno-Karabakh. Now, Burkina Faso has deployed it to wipe out insurgent strongholds, disrupt enemy supply chains, and launch surgical strikes against high-value targets. What makes the TB2 so terrifying is its ability to vanish after the kill. It approaches silently, locks onto its target, fires a precision-guided missile, and disappears before the enemy even knows what happened. There's no warning, no escape, only destruction. With these two drones working together, Burkina Faso has achieved something no West African nation has ever had before: total aerial dominance. But drones alone can't hold territory. To fully secure its borders, Burkina Faso needs firepower on the ground, and that's where its heavy weapons come in. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. DSHK Heavy Machine Gun. When the enemy gets close, Burkina Faso unleashes the DSHK. But this isn't just any machine gun, it is a battlefield icon, a weapon that has shaped the outcome of wars for generations. It has seen action in World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Middle East, and conflicts across Africa. Wherever there has been war, the DSHK has left its mark. Its reputation is built on one thing: raw, unrelenting firepower. Unlike standard infantry weapons, which are meant for short-range engagements, the DSHK is a beast designed for heavy combat. It fires massive 12.7mm rounds, bullets so powerful that they can rip through armored vehicles, punch holes in enemy aircraft, and destroy fortifications from hundreds of meters away. In Burkina Faso's hands, the DSHK is a game changer. Mounted on armored personnel carriers, tactical vehicles, and even fortified defensive positions, this gun acts as the first line of defense against enemy advances. Soldiers stationed in remote outposts use it to protect strategic locations, while mobile combat units rely on it to escort convoys and dominate the battlefield. For years, insurgents across the Sahel have relied on speed, ambush tactics, and mobility. Their go-to strategy involves using technical trucks, pickup trucks mounted with machine guns, to strike quickly and then disappear into the vast desert. These vehicles move fast, are lightly armored, and are built to overwhelm poorly defended outposts before reinforcements arrive. But the DSHK changes the rules. It neutralizes the enemy's biggest advantage, speed. A single burst from this heavy machine gun can tear through an entire convoy, turning fast-moving technical trucks into burning wrecks. The gun's high rate of fire and long-range accuracy mean that even before the enemy gets within striking distance, they are already under attack. What makes the DSHK even more powerful is its adaptability. It can be deployed almost anywhere, mounted on watchtowers to provide 360-degree protection, installed on military bases to defend against sudden raids, or fitted onto moving vehicles to ensure Burkina Faso's forces can bring firepower wherever they go. Even enemy aircraft aren't safe. In past conflicts, the DSHK has been used to bring down helicopters and low-flying planes, making it an improvised air defense weapon in areas where advanced missile systems aren't available. Burkina Faso's decision to deploy the DSHK isn't just about firepower, it's about strategy. Insurgents who once depended on hit-and-run attacks now face an enemy that can strike first, strike hard, and strike from a distance. The DSHK ensures that no enemy vehicle gets close, no ambush goes unchallenged, and no attacker escapes without suffering losses. With this weapon now in Burkina Faso's arsenal, the battlefield has been transformed. Enemies who once moved freely and fearlessly must now think twice before attempting an attack. Because with every step closer, they know one thing: the DSHK is waiting. But even the best firepower is useless without protection. That's why Burkina Faso has reinforced its army with one of the most powerful armored vehicles in its history, WMA-301 Armored Fighting Vehicle. Firepower alone doesn't win wars, you need mobility. That's why Burkina Faso has invested in the WMA-301 Armored Fighting Vehicle, a machine built for speed, defense, and destruction. Unlike traditional tanks, the WMA-301 is designed for African terrain. It moves fast, hits hard, and protects its crew from IEDs, landmines, and enemy fire. Equipped with a 105mm cannon, it can obliterate enemy positions, neutralize armored threats, and clear paths for ground troops. Burkina Faso has deployed these vehicles to frontline conflict zones, using them to storm insurgent hideouts and reinforce military bases. But what happens when the fight moves to the streets? That's where Burkina Faso's next weapon comes in: VP-11. Armored vehicle. Not all battles happen in open deserts. Some of the deadliest fights are in tight city streets, where enemies hide in buildings and ambush soldiers at close range. This is where the VP-11 armored vehicle shines. Designed for urban warfare, the VP-11 is small, fast, and nearly indestructible. It can absorb explosions, deflect gunfire, and maneuver through tight spaces, allowing Burkina Faso's troops to dominate city battles. When insurgents try to set up ambushes, the VP-11 can smash through barricades, drive straight into enemy territory, and deliver heavily armed troops right to the fight. It's a game-changer for counterinsurgency operations. With air superiority, ground firepower, and armored protection, Burkina Faso has built a fortress of military strength. But sometimes, defense isn't enough. Sometimes the best strategy is to strike first, and that's where Burkina Faso's artillery power takes over. APR-40. Multiple rocket launcher. War isn't just about small firefights and close combat. Sometimes it's about devastation from a distance. When the enemy hides behind hills, deep in forests, or fortified camps, conventional weapons won't do the job. You need overwhelming firepower. You need rockets. That's why Burkina Faso acquired the APR-40 multiple rocket launcher, a devastating piece of artillery that can flatten enemy positions in seconds. This isn't a gun. This isn't a drone strike. This is a storm of rockets, all fired at once, obliterating everything in their path. With the APR-40, Burkina Faso's military can launch 40 rockets in under 20 seconds, hitting targets dozens of kilometers away. There's no warning, no time to react, just sheer destruction. This weapon isn't just used to eliminate enemy forces. It's a psychological weapon. When insurgents hear the deafening roar of incoming rockets, they don't fight back. They run. This system has been deployed in past African conflicts, including wars in Angola and Mozambique, proving how effective it is in disrupting enemy formations and breaking morale. Now, Burkina Faso has joined the list of nations capable of launching precision artillery strikes on its enemies. But as powerful as rocket artillery is, there's one threat that even the best ground forces fear: enemy aircraft. And for years, Burkina Faso had no way to stop airborne threats. That changed when Captain Traoré brought in one of the deadliest air defense systems ever built: 9K-32 Strela 2 manpads. Air superiority is a luxury that many African nations have never had. Until recently, Burkina Faso had no real defense against aerial attacks. If enemy drones, attack helicopters, or even foreign fighter jets entered Burkina Bay airspace, the country had no way to respond. That vulnerability made it easy for enemies to spy, launch surprise attacks, and control the battlefield from above. Not anymore. Burkina Faso has now armed itself with the 9K-32 Strela 2, a portable surface-to-air missile system that can bring down aircraft in seconds. This is not a large, complex system that requires an Air Force base to operate. It's a shoulder-fired missile launcher, meaning Burkina Bay soldiers on the ground can take down enemy aircraft with a single shot. This missile system was first used in Vietnam, the Middle East, and later in Africa, proving its ability to neutralize helicopters and low-flying aircraft with deadly accuracy. In the hands of Burkina Faso's forces, it means that no enemy drone, no spy plane, and no attack chopper is safe anymore. But while defending the skies is crucial, modern warfare is also fought on land, in rapid response missions that require speed, mobility, and armored protection. And for that, Burkina Faso has one of the most versatile combat vehicles in its arsenal: Aider Yalcin, Tactical Armored Vehicle. Burkina Faso's forces don't just defend, they strike fast, hit hard, and disappear before the enemy even realizes what happened. Warfare in the Sahel is not about slow traditional battles. It's about speed, intelligence, and tactical superiority. That means having a vehicle that can keep up with the fight, one that is fast, well-protected, and versatile enough to handle multiple combat roles. That's exactly why Burkina Faso has deployed the Aider Yalcin Tactical Armored Vehicle. Designed in Turkey, this high-mobility 4x4 combat vehicle is built for aggressive modern warfare. Unlike a heavy tank, which is slow and designed for confrontation, the Aider Yalcin is meant to strike and reposition, responding quickly to threats across different terrains. One of its greatest strengths is its off-road capability. Burkina Faso's battlefields are not neatly paved roads. They are harsh deserts, rocky hills, and dense forests. Many conventional military vehicles struggle in these environments, getting stuck in rough terrain or losing speed when forced off-road. But the Aider Yalcin is built to dominate any landscape. It has reinforced all-terrain tires, a high ground clearance, and an advanced suspension system, allowing it to move quickly over sand, mud, and uneven ground without slowing down. Speed alone is not enough in a war zone. A vehicle must be able to take damage and keep moving. That's why the Aider Yalcin is designed with reinforced armor, capable of withstanding small arms fire, shrapnel, and even explosive blasts from landmines and roadside bombs. Insurgent groups in the region frequently use IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and ambush tactics, attempting to disable military convoys with hidden explosives. The Aider Yalcin's armored plating and V-shaped hull are specifically designed to deflect blast energy away from the crew inside, increasing survivability. But protection isn't just about defense, it's also about firepower. The Ader Yaltsin is not just an armored transport, it's a combat-ready assault vehicle. It can be fitted with a variety of mounted weapons, including machine guns, automatic grenade launchers, and anti-tank missiles. This means that it's not just moving troops from one point to another, it's actively engaging the enemy, providing suppressive fire, and neutralizing threats during combat operations. Burkina Faso uses the Ader Yaltsin in multiple battlefield roles. It is deployed in border patrol missions, ensuring that insurgent groups and smugglers cannot move freely across the country's borders. It is also used in urban combat, where its agility allows it to navigate narrow streets while protecting soldiers from sniper fire and ambushes. In fast-moving operations, it serves as a rapid assault vehicle, carrying elite troops into the fight before the enemy can react. This vehicle is perfectly suited for Burkina Faso's military strategy. Unlike larger nations that rely on massive tank divisions and conventional warfare, Burkina Faso fights with speed, intelligence, and strategic mobility. The Ader Yaltsin allows Burkinabe forces to outmaneuver, outpace, and overwhelm insurgents who rely on traditional guerrilla tactics. With this high-speed, high-survivability armored vehicle, Burkina Faso's military can now launch operations in places where enemy forces once felt safe. Insurgents who used to hide in rough terrain, assuming that the army couldn't reach them quickly enough, now face a new reality. No matter where they go, no matter how remote their hideouts are, Burkinabe forces can get there. Fast, armed, ready. The Ader Yaltsin isn't just a vehicle. It's a message to Burkina Faso's enemies. You can run, but you can't hide. Burkina Faso's military has deployed these vehicles in counterinsurgency operations, border patrol missions, and rapid assault raids against insurgents. These are the vehicles that transport special forces, getting them into position before the enemy even knows what's coming. With drones controlling the skies, heavy machine guns securing the ground, artillery raining fire from a distance, and armored vehicles dominating the roads, Burkina Faso's military is more powerful than ever. But all of these weapons mean nothing without the soldiers trained to use them. And that's where the biggest transformation has happened. New Burkinabe Army. Weapons are just tools. What truly makes a military powerful is the people behind the weapons. The soldiers, the strategists, and the leaders who know how to use them. Under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has not just acquired weapons. It has trained an army that knows how to use them effectively. This is not the same Burkinabe military of the past. It is a force that has studied modern warfare, learned from conflicts around the world, and adopted cutting-edge tactics to defeat its enemies. Burkina Faso has built specialized counterinsurgency units, trained in urban combat, desert warfare, and drone-assisted intelligence gathering. Soldiers are no longer waiting for orders from foreign advisors. They are leading their operations, executing missions with precision, and defending their homeland with full control over their strategy. With the help of new military alliances, Burkina Faso has sent its troops for advanced training with battle-experienced nations, including Turkey and China. They have learned how to coordinate drone strikes, conduct armored assaults, and deploy tactical ambushes against insurgents. This isn't just about strengthening defenses, it's about becoming an unstoppable force in West Africa. A force that can hold its own against any enemy, foreign or domestic. Burkina Faso's enemies never saw this coming. They thought the country would remain weak, divided, and dependent on outside forces. They thought they could control Burkina Faso through economic pressure, military aid, and political manipulation. But they were wrong. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has rewritten the future of Burkina Faso. The days of relying on the West for military support are over. The days of being an easy target for insurgents are over. The days of watching foreign powers treat Burkina Faso as a pawn on a chessboard, over. This is a new Burkina Faso. A Burkina Faso that controls its destiny. A Burkina Faso that fights its own battles and wins. With the most advanced drones, the deadliest machine guns, the most mobile armored vehicles, and the most powerful rocket launchers, Burkina Faso has built a military that can stand on its own. It is no longer a weak nation. It is a fortress. And for the first time in history, Burkina Faso's enemies are the ones who are afraid. Do you think Burkina Faso is not as unsafe as they tell you? Is Burkina Faso the safest now? Let us know in the comments section. Do you think all leaders must do what Traore is doing? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.